was just gonna mention, like, they were talking about how like people aren't having kids or aren't raising families, and someone already mentioned the cost of living, and I was gonna say that that's a big
here's the other part. Hold on. Here's the other part. Okay, men do not want to assume duty because they are getting free sex.
Right.
They do not want that.
Men don't even want this.
That's what I'm saying.
Men don't even want it. They don't. And do you know
they
what
don't
I
want?
think
What? They don't want what? Free sex?
Yeah, men don't want free sex. They want a high value woman.
They do think they want it though.
But that's because women are making it
they
so
want it
easy.
short term.
Women are making it so easy. Women
I think it's both.
Bikini pictures on Instagram.
I think it's both, man. I think it's both. I think men have this idea that they have to rack up. I mean, look at this. Men, they're freely telling you I have triple digit body counts, like he's bragging, instead of looking at the fact that he's lost all his morality and has subjected women to nothing as an object.
His morality.
100% it does, because you're just using another human being for your own sexual satisfaction.
Sexual satisfaction is much different for men and women. For women, sexual
Please tell us, Dr. Ruth, what is the difference?
Having sexual relations as women, having sexual relationships as women is emotional. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, but seriously, having sex as a woman is much different than having sex as a man. For men, it's not emotional. It's purely their evolutionary descent. You know, it's instinct. It's built into their brains.
Well, there's a lot of men it's emotional
But I think it takes a certain moral, to be a man and to choose not to, that's your carnal instinct. That's your most basic instinct.
Right. Yep.
So to be able to have the self-will. But for the
don't
men.
You think there's probably a reason?
No,
for
the
there
men
probably a reason that we want to kill people when they piss us off?
Yeah,
I don't think that's normal. Maybe
100%. Hold on.
You're
Let her
talking about the
finish.
same
thing. Go ahead.
It's your most basic, carnal, physical. What's that brain called? Your reptilian brain, right? I'm just going to act on my instinct. I'm going to do what I desire. And that is, there's no higher calling, there's no self-control, there's no any of these values.
It's for reproduction.
But that's still, but that doesn't change the point. It's still your most basic instinct. It takes a lot, it's a lot harder to actually control yourself.
But who cares about that? Isn't there a reason why they have those instincts?
Well, let's just put it this way. The societies where the men just follow their impulse to breed indiscriminately do not produce the best offspring.
How do you know that?
Because you can just study it.
Who has the most children? It's the high-value men.
No.
People like Elon Musk.
Okay, listen, I know you have to justify why your boyfriend's cheating on you. But it's not...
My boyfriend is not cheating on me.
I know, we can call it whatever we want. We can label things different ways. That man will always be a man, even if he cuts off penis. I don't care what the labels are. The truth of the fact is what it is. Now, the fact of the matter is, if we follow these base instincts to just reproduce indiscriminately, it actually does not produce for the best societies and the best raised children. That's why you don't follow it indiscriminately. You get a third world country. There's a reason that Western Europeans, which have the highest correlation for morality, also produce the most civilized societies.
Can you explain what highest correlation for morality means?
Sure. If you want to take a look at who actually has moral prescriptions, like you don't cheat on people, you don't steal, you don't kill, these sorts of things, it is the highest in Western European civilizations.
But who says those are the correct morals?
Okay, so you're going to go into moral relativism,
are you a relativist?
Right? Okay. In which you can decide. How about this? If somebody just brutally kills somebody you love, are you going to say, oh, that was part of their culture and that's okay?
No.
All right. So that lets you know. So there is an internal instinct about what is moral and what isn't. We can get into the communist, moralist, relativistic position that says, oh, every culture has different morals, but then when you actually apply it practically, we all agree that children shouldn't be made to be child brides or get married or have sex, right? So we do have an agreement on morals.
Well, where do you find, how do you find out about that moral system? Because clearly people aren't following
That's
that
a very
moral
deep
system.
and theological question as well. Yeah. But there's been a lot of writing on how you find out about the moral things. I think some of the things that we can start with is a lot of people do actually have a natural reaction to immoral behavior. Yeah. And that's one of the key indications that actually morality is innate as opposed to taught. Right.
But I mean, people still go against it, and people still.
Yes, they do. Yeah. I've gone against it.
Yes, but people justify it as well. So how can we live in a society that doesn't justify immoral behavior?
Well, you have to have moral leadership.
Alchemist_XP donated $200.
Hey, thank you, Alchemist.
Why can't women comprehend men created the civilized world, electricity, paved roads, governance, plumbing, healthcare? And women think they are equal since they feel entitled to an opinion.
Well, a woman created that man, so...
Well, also, a lot of those men made that for women before when they had to actually work for sex, but that's a different story.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, how do you say we need to have moral leaders, but those moral leaders need to...
You don't think men have to work for sex? It is so much easier for a woman to have sex with a man than it is for a man to have sex with a woman.
Right, what's that in debate, too? What did I say that made you
Well,
say
because
that?
you just said to her that men actually had to work to have sex.
Correct.
They still do have...
Oh, not that much. There's a difference between you have to buy a girl a drink, take her out to dinner, woo her for a night, versus you have to marry her.
It's extremely hard for a man to have sex with a woman. All that a woman has to do is go on the street and open her legs, and there it is.
That is 100% correct.
Yes.
That's 100% correct.
Yes.
But it has never been easier for men to have sex than this current period of time.
That's because of the woman.
Well, do you have
It's
a
a
problem
collaboration.
with... Do you have a problem with promiscuity, or...
I think
Not
that,
if it's the man doing it.
Well, I mean, she's...
Yeah, no, well...
also, you said you're on OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, I do. Listen, I think that women are making it worse for the men. I think that by posting stuff for free on the internet, you
have to charge for it.
Oh, then, well, how are you, do you just accept that you're contributing to the problem, or?
Well, I actually think that with the content that I create, I'm actually helping the problem.
Really?
I
Why?
try to support these men, and I actually have relationships with all of these men that are in my DMs.
So you are cheating on your man
That is
emotionally.
Well, what if the women who are...
OnlyFans charity.
Wait, are you talking about the girlfriend experience, or giving your OF subs the girlfriend experience?
Yes, I am, and I am being there for them in all of their problems, all of their needs, and I try to get them to achieve for something higher.
But aren't they just paying you to, like...
You
to give
don't
them
know
that?
what they pay me for.
Yeah, you're right.
But
I don't.
that could be another woman, and I mean, you're a beautiful woman. You obviously are not going to, like, let's say you attract guys that are 8 and above, and that's who you're attracted to. Okay, so if there's a 4, he's never gonna have a chance with you. Honestly, just hear me out. Okay, let's say he's the same. He's a great guy, but then there's an 8, and he has the same makes the same amount of money, same personality, all this stuff. You're probably gonna choose the 8. Maybe not, but probably. So if there's a 4, and he could find a woman who's a 4 or a 5, and she could provide that emotional support that you believe you're providing him, and the physical intimacy that he's providing. Isn't that better? Isn't that better to let their relationship, rather than, I mean, in some ways it's kind of self-serving to be, oh, I'm the woman that's supporting this man, and I'm giving him what he needs, and I mean, that's a very entitled...
The problem is that all women date up. All women date up.
Okay, so a 3, fine.
That's the problem.
That's not true.
No, it is true. It's true.
I've seen some of the
It's
most
true.
like
It's true. It's true.
I agree with Ryder.
Okay, so
on
it's
that.
true. It really doesn't change the argument. Make the girl a 3.
No. Say your point. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think in the past it was more common for women to date up. I think now people, at least in my age range, even from my own personal experience, date men who are just such bums who are not deserving of them. Because I did it for 2 years.
But I think we're talking about sexual market value, so like hotness.
Okay,
so girls go for like low value hot, like the guy who's a total scrub and wants to live in your car, but he'll give you some good, like you'll go for that kind of stuff. But I think what you're trying to say, I'll just say it in a more blunt way, is that we're kind of sick of the bullshit that these girls are like your friend and they're doing charity work, and I'm helping the lonely men out there. I'm helping them. I'm counseling them. I talk to them. That's not helping them. If it was helping them, you wouldn't be charging them money.
No. I get it. I understand. And I agree. I think that women posting inappropriate pictures online is making it easy for these men. They don't have to work to achieve these women anymore, you know? And I get it. I fully do. But the content that I produce on a daily basis, I'm very strongly opinionated on all of these things, and I really want to make sure that men are striving to be the best that they can be.
And so really not your fault that a man finds an actual woman in the flesh.
It would be called OnlyFriends. It would be called OnlyFriends, and you'd be Saint Riley, the OnlyFriends girl who's going to help you.
I'm just saying, out of all of these girls, I am the best one because I genuinely care about the men on the platform.
You care about them?
Yes, no, because all of the content that I produce is for the men. It's for the men.
You care about the quality of their
No.
jerk-off
My
sessions or what?
my social media content.
Okay.
My social media
So what is it
content.
that you're doing that's charitable and helping them?
I put out content that shows that feminism is not the way to go. I don't agree with feminism. I think that what would solve all of our problems is if we stopped oppressing people like Andrew Tate.
Pandering.
But do you think?
Here we go.
Yeah. Do
Wait
you
a second.
Do you realize you're
Pandering.
helping the incel?
How is
I
he
mean,
I'm
oppressed?
serious. I'm serious.
She's doing it for clickbait.
That is not true.
Here's the thing, though.
I think that
do you
if
realize,
women
do
just
you realize,
stayed at home and did their jobs, cook, clean, suck, everything would be so much
Do you
easier.
realize you would be burned at the stake for everything you're doing right now if feminism wasn't in power?
Oh,
do you have any idea?
I'm
They would call you a witch and they would burn you at the stake, and all the other
As
women would
they
attack you.
should.
Well, I don't know about that, but
We're gonna do a YouTube poll. Should we burn Riley?
let's. Well, I think that
Just
would be.
kidding. I'm kidding, Riley. I'm kidding. Wait, let's do a couple chats, then we'll come